Yes, sir. We're back. This time, reacting to something little different. There's been a college situation going around where Michigan's head coach Sherrone Moore got into something.
Very interesting. Now, here's my question. I'm sure some of you are thinking the same thing. How did that fly under the radar, or better way of saying it, how come nobody questioned that? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and question that.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you having a great Thursday. Hope all of you having a great week. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. And man, oh man, guess who's back in the news? The man, the myth, the legend himself, Sherrone Moore. Now, am I going to act shocked by this? Absolutely not. I told you guys in the video yesterday, we're going to get new information on all this as the days continue to go along, and I'm going to keep you guys updated. And let's let this be known at the beginning of this video, we're going to get more updates in the future. This is a rare case and scenario where it's not quite as simple as, oh yeah, Michigan, they're just moving on from them and they fired them. No. There's way more to it. I mean, guys, we're talking about legal issues. I don't want to spoil the video for you, but let's just say in this new Sherrone Moore update, it's not looking good, brother. It's not looking good. We do have another minor topic we're going to speak on in today's video. I thought about making a separate one, but I was like, no, we'll just combine it, give you the 2-for-1 special. And that is no other than athletic directors across the country at all these college football programs. They are talking about freezing out Notre Dame. If you don't know what that means, don't worry. We'll get into it, a little foreshadowing. Big shout out to Kalshi for sponsoring this video. On Kalshi, you can put money on your favorite team. That's what I'm speaking of. All right, first things first, let's get into this. Notre Dame. Am I the only one who is sick and tired of hearing about these guys? I can't be, but we got to talk about this because it is important. I had about, we'll say, 10 to 15 people send this to me. By the way, if you want us to talk about something in a video, all you got to do is tweet it to me. Mention me in the comments or Twitter replies. You know how it goes. I shouldn't have to give you too much of a backstory, and I'm not going to go over what we've already talked about. You know what's going on with them. They backed out of the bowl game. They didn't make the playoff, got their feelings hurt. They took their ball and went home. Well, recently, there's been some reports coming out where if Notre Dame is ranked inside the top 12 at any point in time next year, they are apparently guaranteed a spot into the playoff. I don't want to get into it too much because I don't even know how that's going to work, and that's a different video for a different day. That's what I'm going to label as a next year problem, but I want you to take a look at this. Here is the newest of new reports. This has over 6 million views. It was just posted earlier. After learning of Notre Dame's memorandum of understanding that grants the Irish preferential playoff access, as well as just talking about, starting next year, athletic directors in our leagues are threatening to freeze Notre Dame out of future schedules, per Dan Wolken. I said I didn't want to talk about it too much. I guess I have to give you some context. Why is this being brought up? Why are athletic directors talking about freezing out Notre Dame? Because Notre Dame has some clause or something of that sort where if they're ranked inside the top 12 next year at any point in time, they are guaranteed a spot into the playoff. I know, right? It sounds crazy. In other terms, let me dumb this down. If Notre Dame's ranked 11th and they lose some games or anything like that, it doesn't matter. At one point in time, they were ranked 11th, so they're getting a playoff spot. You don't got to be a rocket scientist to put 2 and 2 together. It doesn't sound fair, now does it? And athletic directors were having that conversation amongst themselves. So all these ADs across the country, they're sitting here looking at that going, wait a minute. Notre Dame's going to get a auto bid if they're inside the top 12? How do we put a stop to that? Oh, wait, this is how. If Notre Dame doesn't have any good wins or ranked wins at that, hypothetically speaking, they can't get inside the top 12. You see where this is going? In other terms, let me dumb this down. These ADs are going, okay, how do we prevent Notre Dame from getting a lock or a spot in the playoff? All right. Well, if we don't schedule them, they have to schedule cupcakes, and beating cupcakes isn't going to be enough to get you inside the playoff. It's as simple as that. Do I fault these athletic directors? Heck to the no. Join a conference. Here's the problem with Notre Dame. They think they can do whatever they want, and they think they're above the game, but I got some bad news for them. They're not. Trust me when I say this. I would love to talk about that for 10 more minutes, but we gotta get to move on to the main topic, the main reason you clicked onto this video. What in the world is going on with Mr. Sherrone Moore? If you have no idea what has led us up until this point, go watch the videos yesterday. That's all I'm gonna say. Go watch them. We go deep into detail, talk about everything that has transpired. And due to we're gonna have new viewers just checking out this video, I will go over it very briefly. If you saw the videos yesterday, thank you. I appreciate you. Just stick with us for just a second. I'm giving a brief summary. Long story short, the breaking news comes out that Sherrone Moore, he's getting canned. Everybody at first glance goes, wait a minute, what's going on? They're firing him? Michigan wasn't that bad. They went 9-3. Come to find out, they were firing him with cause. They're terminating him. Why are they doing that? Come to find out, he was having a relationship with a staff member. All right, he's going to lose his job, not the end of the world. Well, it got worse, and I mean, it got worse real fast. Within 1 hour of losing his job, he gets detained and eventually arrested by the police. Why did he get arrested, you may ask? That's a great question, my friend. I'll let I answer it. Another long story short, he was making threats to someone. And that is pretty much where we last left off yesterday. I don't think I'm missing anything. I'm skimming over some minor details, but really, if you have no idea what's going on, that's all you need to know. Sherrone got caught cheating and he crashed out. Let me show you this comment, though, in the recent video. I thought it was great. This is from David. Shout out to David for being vulnerable with us and sharing this information. I was a bartender at a country club in the early 80s. I was flirting with a daughter of one of the members. The older, wiser bartender told me, quote unquote, "Don't get your meat where you get your bread." The flirting stopped immediately. There was another great comment everyone was saying. Oh yeah, this right here. I saw at least 20 of these comments. Don't dip your pen in the company ink. That is a great analogy. Spot on. Everybody that wrote that, I applaud you. This comment got nearly 500 likes. I also got fired from my last job for hooking up with an intern. Blew a big opportunity at a good company.
I just want the news.
Still haven't recovered financially. Don't do it, gents. Not worth it. Sorry to hear that. I hate that happened to you. Thanks for sharing. But check out this reply. Some goober responded, "I hooked up with a coworker and it got weird, so I had to walk away from that company also. But Little Caesars wasn't paying those $6 million. All right, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. That was a good comment. Much respect. But anyways, locking back in here on a serious note, where are we at today? Well, we got some new information. First things first, let me go over the basics. When I was making the video yesterday, I think it wasn't confirmed, although we had some conflicting reports that he's been arrested. Everybody was using the word detained. Well, it's official. He was arrested last night. Not only was he arrested, this was going viral all over Twitter. I am 98% sure this is fake, but everybody's acting like it's real. As you can see right here, this is a quote-unquote mugshot of Sherrone Moore. And yes, this looks like him, but let me enlighten you on something. Number one, don't believe everything you see on social media. Number two, you do know in the big 2025 we have Photoshop and AI. Come on now. You know how easy it'd be to Photoshop this picture right here? I mean, it probably took whoever made this 1 to 2 minutes max. But I'm not going to hold you. It does look real, and it is believable because he did get arrested. And maybe it is real. Maybe I could be wrong because, heck, you're seeing these huge accounts on Twitter. They're reposting it. And like I said, it's easy to believe because this isn't a situation where he didn't go to jail, and it's like, oh, you believe that? No, he did go to jail. And as to when I am speaking, and as to when you're watching this video on Thursday night, or it should be up by Thursday night, he is still in jail. So there's your update there. Sherrone Moore, yes, as a matter of fact, is in jail. This will now be a second night there. But not only that, somebody did some digging, of course, and they found out that this girl you're looking at right here, who he had his, what would you call it, affair with, she was getting a pay raise. This is the official document. In 2022 through 2023, I will highlight it for you right here. She made $58,000 or $58,025. In 2023, 2024, same thing. However, in 2024 through 2025, you see right here, humongous pay raise. 90,000 doubloons. Woo. What about that? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is a big increase in pay. That is roughly 50%. You don't see that a lot. Now, why would an executive assistant get a 55% increase in pay? You know why. I know why. Because she had to be doing some favors for him. What kind of favors was she doing? You know what kind of favors. Yeah, well, we're not going to get into too much detail, but they was getting a little frinky dinky. But we already knew that. That's why he got fired in the first place. That's not new information. However, we didn't talk about this last night. I just saw it today.
Lost his job and lost his wife.
55%. Very, 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 very interesting. Now, here's my question. I'm sure some of you are thinking the same thing. How did that fly under the radar? Or, better way of saying it, how come nobody questioned that? I don't know. It beats me, but yeah, it's definitely interesting. I can only assume this is how it went down. He and Miss Paige Shivers, they did the thing a couple of times, and Sherrone Moore, he liked it, and he liked her. So he went to the higher-ups in Michigan and was like, hey, have we ever considered giving the executive assistant a pay raise? She's doing a really good job. They're sitting there going, no, we haven't considered giving her a pay raise. And he's going, well, we definitely should, they say. Well, how much? What are you thinking? 5, 10%? He's like, nah, let's do a 55%. They're like, what? 55%? He's like, hey, I'm telling you, brother, she's really good at her job.
All right.
Hey, man, don't act like I'm making this weird, okay? He's the one who's doing it. I'm just telling you what happened. That's reality. Anyways, moving along here, I've seen some people say, oh, I can't believe her. Hold on. Let me stop you right there. For anybody that's blaming Miss Paige Shiver and all this, Just stop talking. You have no idea what you're talking about. It's the guy's fault. The guy who has the power, who's in the position that Sherrone Moore is in, it is 110% his fault. Because I've seen so many people say on Twitter, well, she knew he was married. I don't care. It's the man's fault. Talking about she knew he was married. Get out of here. I'm not even going to entertain that. Moving along here, we had a bunch of detectives all over social media. They did some digging and research, and Sherrone Moore, let's just say he follows a bunch of women on his Instagram. One of these females who goes by the name of Mia Sorority, hope I'm saying that correct. I'm just going to call her Mia. Says Sherrone Moore contacted her via DM, which would make her one of the many women he has had such, my apologies, exchanges with. Here she is rooting for the Wolverines a couple of years ago. I don't know who this woman is, but it's just starting to come out that, yeah, he wasn't just talking to that one chick, Miss Paige Shivers. He's talking to a bunch of different chicks, or at least attempting to. Because this girl just stated, hey, he reached out to me via DM, and I don't think it went anything farther than that. And I'm not going to show you Sherrone Moore's following and show you all the women he follows and goes, oh man, he's a freak. Newsflash, buddy. A man likes hot women. I mean, come on now. What are we talking about? Hate to be the bearer of bad news to some people, but liking hot women, or at least hot women in his opinion, is not illegal. Now, ethically, is it maybe a little messed up because he does have a wife, family? So. Yeah, but not illegal. Continuing along here, according to Pete Nakos, one of our very reliable sources on the channel, Sherrone Moore, this is going to happen tomorrow. He will be in court and arraigned on Friday. Be on the lookout for that. To go along with that, it is now being stated that his mistress went to the university with documentation of the affair. If this seems like a lot, hold on, partner. There's more. Get you a load of this. Michigan had been alerted prior to Wednesday that Sherrone Moore was dealing with mental health issues, yet Wardo Manuel fired him alone with no HR rep and no security president, sources told NBC Sports. Here's why I struggle with this. Even if he does have mental health issues, quote unquote, I don't get how they're trying to spin this back on Michigan like it's their fault. Because that's how I'm reading this. Maybe I'm misinterpreting it. They're saying, hey, since Michigan fired him with no security present, nope, that's a bad look on them. Here's my rebuttal.
Yo, imagine if this shit came out mid-season, bro.
They may escort him to his car, but from that point on, what would have stopped him from doing what he wound up doing? Would the security being present stop him from threatening people? I mean, what are we talking about? I feel like this is an excuse. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am. I just don't get why we can't keep it as short and simple as, oh yeah, he crashed out. Why does there have to be an excuse for the crash out?
Facts.
That's what I'm saying. Ooh, things just really got interesting. Out of nowhere, Deion Sanders has emerged as one of the front runners. 23%. How about that?
Is this shit,
Let me know in
man?
the comments. Who do you nice stuff, but yeah.
That's the damn video. I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was gonna be more interesting. But bro was just trying to pipe some. I mean, he did. And he got caught. And now he has to face the consequences, bro. I mean, I wonder what happened to her, bro. Did she get fired, bro? Let me know what y'all think.